Hey everyone. Welcome to Zoetic Chat. Unleash your life's journey with me, John Mayfield. This ultimate podcast for spiritual guidance will answer all your life, soul and spiritual questions. I'm thrilled to have you join me every week. My vast knowledge, wisdom and experience are crucial to your personal and spiritual growth. Together we will explore a variety of topics and delve deeply into the truths of my life and spiritual path. Don't forget to sign up to my newsletter at johnmayfield.com. Hey everyone. Welcome to Zoetic Chat with me, Jan Mayfield. This podcast is going to be done on the spur of the moment, and there's nothing that I've researched or anything like that for it. So, a little bit of background. Hope you're all well, and Happy New Year to everyone, and hope your festivities were amazing. So a little bit of background is that a gentleman reached out to me because he's having real problems releasing childhood stuff, and that's all I need to say. I'm not going into any details about what's, where's and how's, just childhood stuff. He's in his 30s, in a stable, loving relationship, and very, very supportive partner around, and has been for a number of years. And he has episodes where he just goes into a space that isn't very nice for him. And no matter how much counselling or releasing, it's not really helped him to stop having these episodes. Now, speaking to his partner recently, after the conversation, not just about him, it was just her conversation really, but he came into it. And I kept having this feeling that he must have past life connection to his problem, we'll call it. So he must have past lives connecting to this. Now, intuitively, I connected into that. Those of you that don't know me, I've been a psychic medium for 30 odd years, talking to thousands of people over all that time and helping people to release exactly this kind of stuff. And it's not about reliving your past. I 100,000,000% believe that therapy is not about reliving your past. So if you're with a therapist and they're telling you need to revisit it, relive it, it's a load of, no, I can't say it's a load of rubbish, but I just did. It's not the way to release permanently. However, I do know that some hypnotherapists take you back into childhood where the event happened, and they get you to change the scenario. So that is one way that works for some people. Going into their past lives is another way, because it brings forward a past life or more connections to a problem that somebody's had or having now. And maybe the past life will explain it better. But I'm going to intuitively connect to the person, should I say vibrationally, connect to the person. His name's James. So I'm going to connect to James's energy, and that's just like doing a phone reading or a video call. Well, not video call, a phone reading. So I'm connecting to the universe to connect to his frequency. And I'm asking now, I'm doing this live. I'm asking the universe in a moment to show me past lives connecting to James and why he can't release, what he needs to release from past lives to help him to move forward. He doesn't want to sit with me and do it one-to-one, but I will ask for feedback and bring that out if he wants to. That's entirely up to him. I'm just giving the information. Very, very often when you go into people's past lives, like I'm accessing his past lives, I'm not taking him into it. There's two ways to do it. So let's just go and see. Now, I might go quiet for a second or two, but I'm going to leave the silence in unless it's for too long. And I know this won't take me long to actually connect because there's been a feeling of doing it already. And the first thing I'm getting is headaches and eye twitches. So as I go into the past life, one past life of James, it kind of takes me down a tunnel and my vision goes to the left of wherever I'm sitting. That's always the case. And then my left eye is beginning to twitch. And I've got a lot of headache pressure inside my head, which is going to the backs of my ears and down the side of my neck. So I know that there was that James in a past life will have had these feelings. But now I need to go into the life and see where that was. So it's just like walking in a long dark tunnel, if you can imagine that. And then in a moment, they will show me in the life itself, but I have to go through the tunnel to reach the life. That's just how I do it. Other people will do it differently. So let me go. Just asking the universe to show me the life, where the eye twitched and the head, the brain, the mind. Oh, I'm being taken into a hospital bed. The bed is made of metal and I've got a sheet over me. The back of the bed is raised and the back of the frame of the bed, the whole frame of the bed is metal. I can't see that it elevates or descends at any point. And it's a very, very large ward, although I can just see in the peripheral eye the other beds, but not who's in them or anything like that. I can see a nurse standing at the bottom of the bed. She's in a light blue uniform. If you heard a noise then, that was my tummy. It was like a bear. Sorry, I'll go back to the nurse. So the nurse is in a pale blue uniform, very flat shoes, black shoes, tights or stockings. She's got a white little apron on and she's got a folded white sort of head cap, if you like. I don't know what era that belongs to, but we can look that up afterwards. I'm not being told what year it is right now, but James is in the bed. He's not very old. He looks about 23. He's telling me he's 23. They're asking his age. He's 23. Ah, it was one of the war times, and his house was bombed. Oh, I don't know if I can say that on here. Ah. Does it pick up on language, the podcast? Anyway, the house was bombed. His house, his home. It was taken down to rubble. The whole street was taken down to rubble. I'm in Ireland. I'm Irish. I've got dark hair. My eyes keep closing. My eyes are closed, and then there's a doctor coming by the side of the bed and this has only just happened, putting an eye patch over my left eye. Excuse me. Actually, it's my left eye that hurts, but they're putting a patch on his right eye, so I'm the mirror. James might have a problem with his right eye. So it's the whole street was taken out. The whole street is full of rubble, and his whole family was taken. Everyone was in the house and his whole family was taken. Somehow he managed to get out. But half of his body wasn't covered in rubble. It was the top half from his chest upwards was covered in rubble. And something fell on his head. Something fell on his head before the rubble because something fell on him. He got knocked down. He put his hands over his head, but then rubble fell on him. And that's why he's got the pain inside his head and why his eye has a problem. He's very sad. He's not crying because he's in shock. He's looking at the nurses for an answer, or he's just looking, and he's got a facial expression of what just happened. Where are my family? I can see him mouthing that. Where is my mum? Where is my dad? Where is my brother? Where is the dog? He got 2 sisters, but one sister was stillborn, and then he's got another sister that was also taken in the rubble. So there's a doctor dressing his eye, taking questions. The nurse is writing on a sheet, on a little a board, and then there's another gentleman walking to the side of the bed. He's like a psychiatrist, feeling, because he's asking him questions. He's actually holding his hand and he's pressing his knees. There's something wrong with his knees. I feel that was when he fell down. And then this person is asking him questions. What did he feel? What does he feel now? They haven't actually said that no one else survived, because he keeps asking, where's my mum? Where's my dad? And nobody answers. The man's just talking to him. The man's dressed in a suit that's got wide legs and turn-ups at the bottom. It's got sensible shoes, I'll say, for walking. And he's got a jacket on that is double-breasted. He's got a suit and tie and white shirt on as well. He just keeps putting his hands in his pockets. He's quite relaxed, smart. He's very concerned. If I'm looking at his face, he's got like a frown, and he's trying to work out what to say to him, really. But anyway, so that's how I see that in the bed. That's just staying at that scenario. So I'm being asked to move forward. Let's go week by week. So I'm going forward a week, and I'm still in the hospital bed, and my eye is really, really twitching, and I'm getting flashes in that eye. My head inside hurts, and it feels like pressure. I'm going forward another week, and I've had an operation on my head. I've got all bandages around my head. I'm laying flat now. And maybe I've got a little pillow or something like that, but he was raised with pillows at first. Now he's not. He's lower, flatter, but the bed doesn't raise. Maybe the mattress does, or it's pillows. Can't see exactly, but I know he's lower now in the bed. He's got all bandages all around his one eye and his head. The nurse is at the bottom of the bed again. The man in the baggy trousers, he's not there. The other man is on the other side, who I feel is either the doctor or the consultant. He's coming in asking him questions about how he feels, and his head hurts. He's saying, my head hurts. And he's holding his head and crying at the same time. It's really sad. I'm going forward another week. The bandages are still on. It's still the same. Forward another week. And he got rushed back into the operating theatre. Something happened inside his head. Let me just go forward another week. Still bandages. Another week. Now they're taking the bandages off the eye. The eye is very swollen and bloodshot, but it's still twitching. They thought the twitch and the flicker would have gone, but it hasn't. And I'm taking the bandages off now. Another week later, I'm taking the bandages off. I do have a pulsating down the side of my neck. It feels like it matches my heartbeat. I'm taking the bandages off around my head, and it's healing nicely is what they're saying. He hasn't got so much pain in his head now, but he did have bleeding, a lot of bleeding, and then they needed to drain something inside, and part of the brain swelled, but it went down naturally. I feel they made some kind of pressure release hole or something like that to take the pressure of something in the brain growing, but now it's gone back. That's all right. He's sitting up now 2 weeks later, and he's smiling. Now they're going to tell him about his mum and dad and family. Oh, I get a horrible feeling in my belly when I'm looking at this. So James might get really irritated in his belly. He might get uncomfortable feelings in his belly, and he might sort of feel sickly, but for no real reason. That's because in this life, past life, he's been told that his parents and no one survived. And he asked why he wasn't told before, and they said they wanted to make him better first. He said if he'd have known first, he wouldn't have wanted to have carried on his own. But that's not the case. Now he is carrying on his own. So from that, there's knees, belly ache, irritable belly, like, I don't want to say irritable bowel, irritable belly, like uncomfortable, uneasy feeling that makes my whole body feel uneasy. And it's like, when you're hungry and people say you're getting hangry, well, I kind of get that feeling with him, that he's not angry, but there's something inside him making him feel uneasy, not his normal self. And then there's headaches and there's an eye problem. Some of these might have come through into this life. Some of them might have stayed in the past life. So whatever I've mentioned, James, that you're still feeling, I want you to say, dear universe, I realise that, name your symptoms, belong in my past life. His name was Arthur. Belong in my past life as Arthur, and I have inadvertently brought them through into this life. I am now ready to release all and everything that belongs to that past life with Arthur. Please take it away and give me the freedom of not carrying it. Thank you. I am grateful. Show me the abundance. And that's how you release from a past life. Now, if James still feels that at some point, he will need to keep saying that little mantra until his subconscious realizes that that past life doesn't belong in this life, or one time might be enough. You have to gauge it yourself. Now, there's another one. So I've kind of come back out of that past life, but I'm not fully out of where I access past lives. Sorry for coughing. I'm going back in now a bit. I've come into the tunnel. I'm going back into the tunnel. See where we go now. See what we can access. Please show us what James needs to know about connecting to past lives that he might be experiencing in this life now. James is now ready to release anything extra over and above what is experienced in this lifetime. Show me, show me. Okay, so I'm going in now. Inherited. So I'm in a baker's, an old-fashioned bakery. I'm in the north of England, and I've got big metal trays and slatted shelving that the metal trays go on after they come out of the oven. So I'm baking bread, cakes. It's a bakery shop, not a bakery factory, and it's home baked. So it's an home baked business that belonged to his family. It came down. His great grandfather started it, His grandfather, I can see in it. They're not showing me great-grandfather. This is past life, remember. They're not showing me great-grandfather in the business, but they're showing me grandfather, and they're showing me father, and they're showing me this. You're a man again in your past life here. But bakery, baking, but there's something genetic following the ancestral line of male energy, father line in the past life. It's brain tumours. Double great-grandfather, single great-grandfather, and father in this past life, sorry, would have had brain tumours, one after the other after the other. But I can see father working now, so father hasn't gone yet, the others have passed over from brain tumours. Now, father is working in the bakery. You know, he knows all the recipes. He's so proud of being a family business. He's so proud of anything and everything connecting to his lineage, really. There is wives, and the father is getting old here. So, and the son, this is you, James, is taking over the business, but he's doing it gradually. Now, see, he's getting a headache again. The son is getting a headache. The father is fit and healthy. So the son, which is James, what's your name there? Oh, Carlton. Your name's Carlton. So James was Carlton in a past life. So Carlton. Now Carlton gets headaches, and he passes out at one time. He's lucky that he didn't get burnt, says his father, because he's carrying trays. He dropped a tray because he passed out. He'd been going a little bit dizzy and lightheaded, but he didn't tell anyone. And then he dropped to the floor. They took him to the hospital, which looks quite a modern hospital. So I don't feel I'm going back hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. This hospital is more up to date than the other one. So this is coming closer to your time here now. And so yeah, he got examined and they found the tumour. They found it. So they operated, took the tumour out, and then you recovered. So you go back to work. Everything's fine. You don't get any headaches anymore. Now, so we're working in the business. The business is busy. I can see people queuing down the street. You're again in about your late 20s, early 30s, I feel now. And your dad is deciding that he really wants to step down, and he feels that you've recovered enough to take on more of the business, but someone does the books and everything. You just supervise the baking, the recipes, and all of that. Every now and again you come out into the shop, people like to see you. It's like you've grown up there almost as a little child, and the same people come in, so you're part of the community. It is a northern community. Northern east community. Yeah, so you're kind of part of the community, really. Now, let me just see what happens now. So father's not retired, but slowing down. 2 years into his slowing down, he passes, the dad, and he passes with the same as everyone else. The head. He got a headache. He passed out, but he didn't survive. And you, as Carlton, you get a little bit nervous because although you've had the operation and survived, all the other males to the Tutu great grandfather have passed from the same thing. But you kind of feel a little bit, could there still be something in me? You kind of get that feeling. So you have a fear of passing, basically. You have a fear of inheriting the same trauma that they've gone through, but you justify that yours has been taken away. But you still kind of have this fear inside you since your father passed. It didn't bother you before, but now he's gone with the same thing. You have that fear inside you. You're just happy now. You move away. You carry on. Sorry, you move on. You've had your dad's funeral. People rally round and help you, and you know that you need to run that business. You know that you want to make your father proud of you and all the other generations, and you feel fine, and you know that they've taken it away, and everything is perfect. You're making money. You're living a good life. You've got your same regulars, and they all look after you. Your mum doesn't come into the scene much, so I don't know if there's a problem anywhere with mum or connection to mum. She doesn't come into this. That could be just because we're on the male lineage, but there's no real feeling of mum here. So there might be something in childhood now from this life, real life, present life, that mum wasn't supporting or mum wasn't around, or there may be a mum thing. I feel you're going to need to let go of mum thing. I'll look at that when I come out of this life. But anyway, he carries on. Behind the eyes, he starts getting kind of twinges and pain, but not major. It's just like, oh, there's something there. But it's okay. You like to fish. And you don't work Sundays. Well, you actually do. You bake on Sundays ready for Monday, but you take time out on a Sunday and you go fishing. And you like the peace and quiet. Different people come with you fishing, but they like the peace and quiet too. So they're okay, good friends. And that happens, and you build the business. And I'm going forward maybe 10 years now. And I'm going fishing on again. It must be Sunday. Everything's good, everything's busy, but I still can't see mum, but I know she's alive. I know she's at home. So you're going fishing and you're with friends and you're all fishing, you're catching your fish, putting them back, chatting, really happy. And then you start to get the flashing in your eyes and behind your eyes. And it's the same flashing as the other past life. And something's triggered this. And it's to do with the light of the sun on the water reflecting to you. You looked at this bright light, the reflection to you. It's like it just aimed at you and it's triggered something in you. And you actually fall down. You don't go in the water. You fall down and you pass there and then, just like gone. The light went out. But you was happy. You was happy in the environment you'd gotten over or living with, your dad passing. I can't get to mum. I can't get in mum's house. I can't go and have a look. There's just a nothing to do with mum. I feel she might have let you down or something like that. Or mums were in the home, dads were in the business, but there was nothing, no feelings to mum. Anyway, so I passed over. How old was I? In my 30s. Did I feel anything? No, not really. I just had a feeling and passed. So that life is significant in this life, as in you've still got the head trauma. So you're asking the universe the same way as the other one to release you from all past trauma, head trauma, all trauma in that past life, connecting to Carlton. And you don't need to continue experiencing it in this life. Ask the universe to release you from all connections to that. I am ready to be released. Thank you. Please show me the abundance. I am ready. Do that as much as you can. And then I would be asking to be released from mother. It's so strong. Dear universal energies, I am ready now to be released from all connections or lack of to do with mother, my mother in the past life of Carlton. I am ready to release all that connection. Thank you. I am grateful. Please release me now and release that connection or lack of to mother in this life also. This life as James. I am now ready to release anything and everything connecting to my past lives with Mother Figure in this life. Please release me from that. Thank you. I am grateful. Show me the abundance. And I'm being shown that James has actually 4 more past lives connecting to what we need to release, but I'm not going into them now. That's too many. He needs to release from this. So if James has a mind too, or feels resonation with what I'm talking about, let me just get out of the past lives. I'm still in the tunnel. Thank you. Yeah, I'm back out now. I was still in the tunnel. Oh, my room is really bright. Oh, wow. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, universe. Oh, that was amazing. So, James, you've been told what you can release if you want to, connecting to 2 past lives, and also in this life, connecting to asking to be released, but also the mother energy is really, really important. So I would be asking to be released from that. Over to you, James. So if you was one-to-one working with me, I would have accessed that in exactly the same way. And then you would have carried on your life saying those little mantras. One thing that I will say is before you say a mantra like that, just acknowledge your body. So just stand still. So I would stand and I would ask to be grounded. So imagining roots going out of the bottoms of your feet connecting into Mother Earth. But I would also just scan your body. So take your mind from your feet all the way up to the top of your head and just notice how your body feels. You can do that because your body feels a certain way, doesn't it, to you? Then I would, before each mantra, do that, each separate mantra. And then after the mantra, do the same thing and see what you feel. Because when you're doing the mantra, it's going to raise things subconsciously. So I want to, you, if I was with you and doing one-to-one, I would say, where do you feel that in your body? But you need to monitor where you feel it in your body. Because when you've released with those mantras fully, you will feel how you felt with nothing. You will not feel anything in your body when you've released. So as you're releasing, you'll feel things. When you've released, you'll be back, not back to you, because the you before the releasing is different to the you after releasing. So the you after releasing, monitor how your body feels. And if you, especially stomach, if you're getting that tightening or that knotted feeling or that I want to get a bit angry but I don't know why feeling, that needs to be gone in your belly. And those 2 past lives I know will do that. So for the people listening, it would be amazing if you could give feedback. You might give feedback in 6 months or 3 months or even a month. It doesn't matter when you do it, but I would appreciate it. You don't have to speak it. You can speak it to me or type it to me, and then I'll read it out for the people listening. Yeah. And then if you want at any time moving forward, I can access the 4 other past lives. These 2 must be the strongest ones that you need to let go of now. That's why they've come up first. But yeah, I wish you all the best, James. And, and thank you for allowing me to do this. When you connect to people with such a deep-seated sadness, because it is a sadness, because they don't need to carry it, but they don't know how to release. And often people will, let's just say it's becoming more popular to and acceptable to connect to people like me that can go into people's past lives. That wasn't using any cards or crystal balls and stuff like that. That was going into that tunnel to take me to in his past lives. If you want to release anything that all therapies have failed you, or if you want to release something and you don't want to go down the therapy line because they fail people in many cases, not all cases. There's a therapy for every person, but the therapy that takes you into trauma to relive it, to think you're going to release it, I am dead against that. But from personal experience, and that's another podcast, personal experience. So if anybody says to me, a therapist is making me regurgitate, I would say, stop that therapist, find another one. Now, all you people that do that, I'm sure you've got a counter reasoning for doing it, but I will never see that because you kept me traumatized for years over something. So we'll leave that there. But to James, you are the flower that's starting to bloom, James, and release that tightness, internal tightness. And I know that you're going to release some more of your stuff. What I will say to your partner is just monitor James for me and know that he could, because you're releasing, it's traumatic to release, let me tell you. He might just feel a little bit hangry here and there whilst he's releasing. And can you imagine your life, James, without having to go through this periodically? Your life partner having that feeling of not having to see you go through it, because it's so painful watching someone you love go through things that traumatize them in their past. We're going to crack this, James. So thank you, everyone, for listening and being here. And if you feel you want to connect to a past life with me, you just need to get in touch and we can discuss it. Until then, happy releasing, everyone, because we are always releasing things from the past. Take care and have the most wonderful life. Hey, thank you for tuning in today. Your support is much appreciated. Please consider leaving a review, sharing on social media, and telling your friends about my podcast. You can also join my newsletter at johnmayfield.com. Remember, take what resonates from Zoetic Chat and enrich your life with wisdom in all areas. And stay tuned for the next episode.